Or what do you suppose they were thinking? 76 years ago, a group of volunteers sat in a room and said, let's create an association for right-of-way people. Really? An association for let's create an association so that people can come together, learn more, do business with each other, figure out how to make this profession work, figure out how to grow this profession that you've chosen into something that's recognized worldwide. Do you think they had any idea 76 years ago that 900 and some odd people would be sitting in Calgary this week doing what you are doing? As we look back from where we are today, it's obvious that we can say this is true, that the IRWA legacy really comes down to this, to committed, active volunteers. And looking forward, here's what you can say, that your demands are going to increase. Your demands are going to increase because the demands on your members are going to increase. That's the way it works.
What was important to me was it followed along the same lines as things I've been doing, that it took me 2 or 3 steps further, and I'm going to find that very useful going forward.
So how many people that need to be involved in the right-of-way association, in the right-of-way profession, live where you live? Thousands? None? Somewhere between none and thousands is probably the answer. Here's your job when you go back. Find out that number and ask them. Give everybody the responsibility and say, once a month you need to touch these 12 people. Somebody gets A through B, somebody gets C through F. I want you to identify what are the questions, concerns, and issues you have about managing and motivating volunteers. We're going to capture those on the flip chart. My commitment to you is this, that from now till 12:30, it will be a dead sprint run to make sure you get all your questions.
Well, what you did was you got the buy-in of the group by asking them what they wanted out of this time. You know, how can I serve you? What do you need from this time? And you physically wrote it up there in front of everybody's eyeballs, and that got everybody's attention.
Now, let's talk about 22 to 34. What are those folks, what are they worrying about right now in their career and in their life? What are the big priorities? Okay, education, or in some cases, paying off my education. What else is a priority? They want to learn, but they're also then quality of life, personal time, but they're also starting a family. They're trying to figure out how to get ahead in their career. So that's who we're competing against. So you have to understand, if you want them to volunteer, you have to talk about it from the standpoint of what's it going to do for the quality of your life? What's it going to do to help you learn? What's it going to do to help you achieve your goal? Ready? 1, 2, 3, point. Okay. If you were selected leader, please raise your hand. If you were selected leader, please raise your hand. Good job, Brody. Yeah. I don't know if you're a volunteer or a dictator from a third world country. Yeah, and you notice the bottom, when the bottom rhythm says, worship me. So that's how you know that you've got a good brand, when people start using your name as a verb. So here's the goal. I got IRWA'd this week. Create a vision that excites people. Brody, this goes to your question of how do you get people, how do you keep it engaged, how do you keep it fun, how do you keep the jazz and the passion going? You have to create a vision that excites people. You see, the challenge that we all face in every business that we're in is how to be relevant to the people that we serve.
And it's great, because we've never had more than, my 2 years, 30 people in that orientation session. We had 100 people here today.
We're starting to live it and walk it,
Right.
and people are embracing it. Everybody is accepting Learn, Lead, Advance as how we have all gone through our profession.
Continue to reinforce those tools, because just as you said, Randy, you leave a conference with all of these ideas swirling around, but you've got to continually reinforce those most important bullet points so that they can actually become ingrained.
We have to teach people to be leaders here. See, that's
Exactly.
the teaching component is still something that we need to add. Does that too?
Yeah.
This was a
It
perfect.
good energy.
Good energy, and a lot of folks. I'm not afraid of 150 people at a time.
No,
I mean, A, Randy can handle it, and B, there's that synergy that we get. We get good cross-pollination. We get a broader spectrum of ages.
Well, you're part of a bigger
experience.
group too. You're part of a, I mean, you actually get more participation with the table effort
Yes.
than you do with a small group. Now it's your turn to talk. Yeah, everyone gets to engage.
Right, and that, and, you know, just the room setup itself
works.
is great. The
Yeah.
round tables,
Yeah.
great setup.
Kept an eye on the room. Everyone was engaged. No one checked out.
You exceeded the expectations on that admission.